watching SportsBeat.
I'd like to thank our AD, Mark Harlan, our president, Ruth Watkins, for making it such a great experience. They really rolled out the red carpet to all the families of virtually everyone in our program and invited everybody. All our wives, everyone was able to bring all their wives, not just one, and so that was a positive.
The Utah Jazz, on the heels of a blowout win over the New York Knicks, have battled inconsistency all season. They're hoping some recent consistent play from Dante Exum can help steady the ups and downs.
The reserve point guard got the start last night against the Knicks and did not disappoint. Exum played 26 superb minutes, scoring 13 points, and more impressively, dishing out 13 assists. He only turned the ball over once. My notes have a 13-to-1 turnover assist ratio as excellent.
Yes, that is good. This after scoring 20 against the Sixers and 15 on 7 of 9 shooting against the Blazers. He's had 1 or 0 turnovers in 8 straight games.
I mean, the last few games I think, is the best stretch of his career.
I think he's played really well the last couple weeks. He's had a new level of aggression. He's finishing around the basket. He's making good reads. He's just played really well. I think he had double-digit assists in the first half tonight and just really setting guys up.
Confidence, and it's not just on the offensive end. He's playing great defense, doing what he can to make it tough on his defender and then going ahead and running the show. That's not an easy job. When him and Ricky were out in the playoffs, I realized the amount of work that goes into it, so I respect it. He came in and did his thing, got his first double-double. I got his little water bath, but, that's what he's capable of, and we see that all the time.
He has an ability to get to the rim like very few guys I've ever been around. Like he's a lot more athletic than I realized he was, and he's just been playing at a really high level.
It was cool to see Exum take a bath. I'm on Exum Island. I don't know about you, but more from Dante and his teammates coming up on the way.
Plus, Rod Zundel joins us from San Diego with the latest on the Utah Utes at the Holiday Bowl.
It's gone fast, I'll say that. It's weird to think that we're both seniors going out together.
That's Holiday Bowl's one last ride for the Barton brothers. You'll hear from them next.
And what do you know? First bucket up top, and it goes to Rudy.
And 'tis the season to beat up on the Knicks. Jazz Rewind also featuring a rare Christmas spectacular for Utah. More SportsBeat after this.
You're watching SportsBeat.
Several Utes on the 2018 team will get a chance to play in the NFL, but first, they have unfinished business in the Holiday Bowl.
Rod Zundel joins us now from San Diego for the latest from the Utes as they prepare for a New Year's Eve showdown with Northwestern out of the Big Ten and seek to win a 6th consecutive bowl game. Rod?
Hi there, and welcome to San Diego. Now, when you look at the matchup for this game, you'll notice that both teams are very similar. They both love to run the ball and then rely on their defense. And, of course, it all starts with the head coaches, Kyle Whittingham of Utah, Pat Fitzgerald of Northwestern. They've known each other for a long time, and their coaching styles mirror each other as well.
I've never had the opportunity to be around Coach when he's in action on the field. We sent our staff there, though, a few years ago, and when they came back, they said it was like a mirror image as far as how they run things, how we run things.
I think both of us, have neck roll in our blood. We're both linebackers and, want to play the game the right way. And, usually it's a line of scrimmage.
Kyle Whittingham is 11-1 in bowl games as a head coach. The Utes have won 5 straight bowl games. So how is Northwestern head coach Pat Fitzgerald going to stop that streak?
Yeah, I prayed a lot, I was hoping Coach would share his plan. He hasn't yet, so maybe after the game he will.
At Sunday's kickoff luncheon, the Utah players, after all the film study and all the practices, they know what is in front of them, and they know what they have to do. What have you noticed in preparation with their defense?
They play, a lot of cover 3 that like to get out there. They're very aggressive at the ball. They all run to the ball. It's a very sound defense, and I can't wait to compete against them.
Out of the pocket, turns it up, down the sideline, touchdown Northwestern.
But you've got to be excited that being the man, the starter in this bowl game. Last year, you're kind of sitting back and watching.
Oh, yeah, it's exciting. I got my family coming. This will be nice.
Are they here yet?
No, not yet. They're driving down today.
They're pretty much like you guys. They like to run the ball and pound it on you guys.
Yeah, just hearing over this whole month and just about them, how they're kind of like the Utah in their conference of how physical they play. But I think when we match up tomorrow, they're going to find out real quick about our defense and everything else.
Now, a couple of questions that will be answered at kickoff. Will linebacker Chase Hansen be able to play? And who's the starting quarterback? Of course, you have Jason Shelley, who started the second half of the season, and Tyler Huntley, who broke his collarbone in the Arizona State game, but he's been working his way back. So now, who's going to start? What about Huntley?
No updates on that. No update. Dirk tried to pry that out.
Yeah. So that's a secret game time decision.
Yeah, big secret. Probably make a huge difference.
Yeah, top secret.
Top secret?
Yes, sir.
Double secret probation secret?
Exactly. Dean Wormer, yes.
They're on double secret probation.
Smile if you're playing.
I'm always smiling. So
I know. I got you there.
Yeah, you got me there.
What about Chase Hansen, who's battling through injuries? Will he be able to suit up for the final time of his Utah career? Chase, you going to play?
Oh, I mean, it's kind of a game time decision and see how I feel when the game time comes.
Good?
Yeah, I'm good. You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Is he going to play?
You got to ask him.
He's giving me the coach's answer.
Game time decision.
Do you have an update on Chase?
No, because I never give up hope on Chase Hansen. Any normal human being, I'd say he'd be out, but Chase is not normal, so we'll see.
You got to play at your final game if you can, right?
If I can, for sure.
Are you just playing coy with us and not telling us?
Yes.
Okay, fine. See ya. All right, we didn't get any of our questions answered, so I guess we're just going to have to wait for kickoff, which is 5 o'clock Monday afternoon. In San Diego with the Utes, Rod Zundel, SportsBeat.
All right, well, we didn't get any answers about who's going to start and whether Chase is going to play, but we did learn that Chase is a cyborg.
Absolutely.
And we did get a Dean Wormer reference. So I think everyone's happy, even though we didn't get many answers.
Well done, Rod.
Okay.
You've accomplished what we sent you to do in San Diego.
Thank you for that. But looking at this matchup, Spencer, it kind of looks like these two teams look in the mirror with each other with, toughness and defense being the identity. I just think that Utah's toughness is better, their defense is better, their talent is better, and when Kyle Whittingham is preparing his team for a bowl game, they're going to be ready to go. So I think Utah wins this easily.
If we're talking expectations, Utah's won 15 of the last 16 bowl games they've been in.
That's a good run.
Kyle Whittingham's 10-1. They've won 5 in a row. Why would anybody expect them not to beat Northwestern in a game they're excited to be at? I think they're legitimately and sincerely excited to be in San Diego. I think they'll show up and play well.
First time. Okay, Northwestern may have won their division in the Big Ten. They lost to Akron, and they beat Rutgers by 3. They're not as good as they look. Okay?
Utes win tomorrow.
I think so.
It's probably going to happen.
All right, okay. Let's go to the NBA.
Yes, we shall. We're becoming all too accustomed to it, but we witnessed yet another roller coaster week for the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, the high of beating the Blazers by 17 on Christmas Day. The low of losing to that jerk Ben Simmons and the Sixers. And it's nice to end the week with a team that's not trying for Zion. Thanks, Knicks. Let's rewind.
Merry Christmas. Get the Hobart hamburger around the corner. Fragile. That must be Italian.
Yeah, you like that?
Portland Trailblazers making their first Christmas Day appearance. 1997, the last time the Jazz played on Christmas Day.
Great shot, great start. Donovan, 1 of 10 last time up in Portland. Quick shooter, there it is. Korver, instant in the league. There's a turnover. Rubio punches it away. Korver picks it up. Elite pass to Donovan on top of the rim. Here we go, Donovan. Green, Crowder with some space to the rack. Tough shot. The follow by Rudy. The crowd down to 6. Donovan to his right. 3 balls up. Bang.
Wow. Big time move out front to clean him up.
On a lob, Rudy, Lanacue, who's dominated. Clint Bella hammers home. Little jingle to his right. Pumps up a 3. Why not?
Jingling Joe.
What a steal. That's what they give Gobert. There's Ricky on a drive up top. Oh, Rudy! Merry Christmas! Eagles against Nurkic. He'll take the 3. Bang. The Jazz win big. There's 117-96.
And Donovan Mitchell, and I'm sure Jazz fans feel like they stole one, that Rookie of the Year, from their guy last season. Here we go. It's time to play ball tonight in Salt Lake City. Korver. Hey, what a catch and finish by Kyle Korver. Beautiful pass by Mitchell. Right? Yeah. Ingles lost the handle. That was Korkmaz poked it 3. Now in scramble mode. Korver gets it. It goes and 1.
The movement of Kyle Korver has become contagious on this Jazz team.
Ingles, ball fake, couple of them. Exum wide open for three. Attempt. Caps a 4-point trail. Exum buries another one. He's hit 2 in the second quarter.
And his Cantor. The former Jazz man plays with emotion and is always on his game when he visits his one-time home. Utah has possession, and we'll see Dante Exum, his first start of this season. And what do you know? First bucket up top, and it goes to Rudy. Bucket tonight. Ingles looks inside on a lob to Faves, catch, and a soft touch kiss off the window. Dante looks inside, slides it up top, and a beautiful bucket by Faves and the assist. That's 6 assists on 6 makes. Here comes the former Jazz man, and it's Cantor. As he goes by Cantor. He looks him off and then has a little bark for him.
Look at Joe. That's how he plays.
Back 3 balls by Dotson. Here's a Rudy running to the rim and rams it home. That's 18 for the big man.
Really dominant tonight. He's got 8 dunks in this first half. Games how well he has played. This is his 3rd game in a row now. He's really played well, and he's finishing at the rim through contact.
3 games for you. You've had big performances. What have you been... And there comes the water, guys. About time, right, Dante?
Yeah, about time.
Getting a little wet there on Exum Island. I like it. I'm firmly on Exum Island. I love what he's doing right now. But, Spencer, the thing that's a little troubling is these good Jazz versus bad Jazz. We saw it this week. They look good against the Blazers, not so good against the Sixers. I'm not counting the Knicks. That team's garbage. But what's up with the good, bad, Jazz, bad? I don't know what's going on with this team.
I think if Quinn Snyder could figure that out, he would age a lot less rapidly.
Right.
That poor guy. I think that's
he's definitely not sleeping.
Trial number 1 is what makes the difference between the Jazz play well and when they don't. But I think that they've been on the road a ton this season.
Is one reason.
They come home. That should help, you would think, right?
It's not all schedule, though, because I'm not going to discount the schedule, but it gets to a point where it feels like you're making excuses for this team. The Sixers game had nothing to do with the schedule. They were home all week. They have these stretches where the offense isn't good. And you saw that last year. It was the same kind of thing. I think they still need to add one more offensive piece to this team. Maybe it's at the trade deadline. They need a little bit more firepower on offense. Now, that means one of these guys we like, really, really like, may have to go, but that's what they need.
All right, the Jazz play the Raptors on Tuesday, so things don't exactly get easier.
Another 4-game road trip.
They, the North, taking on the Chicago Bulls, led by former Utah head coach Jim Boylan. Jim Boylan, along with just about every other coach in the league, having a tough time stopping Kawhi Leonard.
Jim Boylan's a coach in the NBA.
Scores a game-high 27 points. Chris Dunn also making his mark on this game. Serge Ibaka, look out below. That poster available sometime in the spring. Toronto beats Chicago for a 7th straight time, 95-89.
Pistons, Magic. It came down to the final shot. Evan Fournier with the floater at the buzzer. Orlando wins by 2. The Magic will be in Salt Lake City on January 9th. I'm sure you already have your tickets for that one. More from the NBA. Happy birthday, LeBron. He didn't play, though, out with that groin injury, but the Lakers were just fine without him. Lance Stevenson. Look at that. Slapping the biss after he made a 3. So's LeBron. Slapping the biss. Josh Hart, the N1. Say hi to Mom while you're at it. Kyle Kuzma had 18, and the Lakers win. Let's go to hockey. Your Vegas Golden Knights taking on the Coyotes. Paul Stastny. He'd score in the first period. The assist from Brandon Peary. Peary would also score a goal in the 3rd period. He has 5 goals, 7 points in 6 games he's played for the Knights this season. Marc-Andre Fleury stops 29 shots. The Knights' point streak is now at 6 games.
Domination. The Utah Grizzlies had to postpone their Friday night game with the Allen Americans due to travel problems from the Texas club, so they played Saturday and tonight. The Grizz finding the back of the net twice. First a goal from Austin Carroll, and then Julian Nantel would score on a beautiful one-timer, approaching your television screens in just moments. There's also a fight, but the Americans outscore the Grizz 4-2 for the win. Utah now 17-8 this season.
Women's college hoops. Utah visiting Colorado. First quarter, Drew Glyton. The left-handed layup, Utes up 3. Second half, Glyton from deep. 38-33 Utes. And Andrea Torres was on fire. She had 18 points. 4 of them were threes. The Utes are now 12-0.
Whoa.
Home opener Friday versus number 17 Arizona State. That'll be a big test.
Watch out for the Utes.
And with tomorrow's showdown with Northwestern, we dig into the archive and take a look at some of the best bowl wins in Utah football history. It's next. The Holiday Bowl will be a final game for a senior class that has won a lot of games at Utah.
Absolutely. Two of those seniors are the Barton brothers. Rod has a conversation with Cody and Jackson before their final college game.
Linebacker Cody Barton, lineman Jackson Barton. Guys, can you believe that all these years playing together, that it comes to an end tomorrow?
I mean, it's gone fast, I'll say that. It's weird to think that we're both seniors going out together and brothers. So, I mean, you know, it's a special experience that not a lot of guys get to experience, and so, I mean, I'm excited.
Talk about just this whole thing that you guys were able to suit up together day in and day out.
We grew up very close together, so it was really cool to be close together on a football team as well, especially a collegiate one, so it's been a really fun experience.
Okay, Jackson, now growing up in the backyard, you guys had to go at each other, right, playing football?
Not playing football necessarily, but we were going at each other and other things.
Like what?
Wrestling. We were always wrestling each other all the time.
And who won? He's bigger than you.
Who do you think who won?
Put those arms down before you hurt yourself.
All right, now your dad played football to you. Your mom was there as an athlete. Your sister's there as an athlete now. It's going to continue, but you guys have had red going through your veins the entire life.
Yeah. You know, since we were little boys, we wanted to play Utah, and so we'd go up to the games growing up. We were little kids, you know. I'd paint my face red and white. He'd get some U's on his cheeks or something like that. We were little kids, and so it's been a dream of ours to be Utah football players our whole life. And from going from little fans to players here now, and you know, it's surreal.
Can you remember the first time you guys suited up together?
The very first time we suited up together was against Michigan when they came and played against us with Jim Harbaugh at the helm for the Wolverines. So it was a really cool experience, really big game, and I'm glad we went on top together on our first game with each other.
Does that seem like just yesterday?
Actually, yes.
Yeah.
It seems so far away, but at the same time so close. So,
how do you think the emotion is going to be tomorrow in the locker room when you look over and see him, or at the end of the game and it's done?
Well, he'll be crying, I know that. And I'll probably just be laughing, you know, give him a hug and stuff. No, it's going to be, you know, pre-game, it's going to be, you know, knowing this is our last game, you know, it's just, honestly, going into games, you know, you don't think of it like that. You just, you know, it's another game, you just got to take it serious. But post-game, I'm sure there's going to be some more emotions. Being our last game, you know, he's my brother. You know, we might not ever, that'd be awesome if in the NFL we're on the same team, but, you know, the chances of us being on the same team in the NFL is very unlikely. But, so this is potentially our last game forever together, so, you know, there'll be some emotions after the game, but crying on his part.
Are you going to be crying, do you think? Are you a crier?
He's a crier, too. He's not strong enough to admit
it. He's not, huh?
Yeah, he's not. But no, like he said, it's going to be a lot of emotions on afterwards, but I'm grateful for the experience to play with my brother one last time.
What a great run they've had. They started their career at Utah against a Big Ten opponent. They'll end it against a Big Ten opponent. Pretty cool. Monday night will be the Utes' 22nd appearance in a bowl game, and winning bowl games is just expected under Kyle Whittingham. His 11 bowl wins is tied for second among active coaches, and his 92% bowl winning percentage, second to none.
We thought it would be fun to look back on the Utes' bowl history before the latest chapter is added in San Diego.
Scored by Allen on a run from the 11-yard line. Gross to Bill Morley. Utah wins 32-6, but the big winners are the fans.
What now? Gonna go downtown. Lusk has got it for the touchdown. Unbelievable. He took it away from him.
It's going to be interesting, this call.
Over the middle, Lusk bounces off one hit and turns it into a big gainer. And it may be a touchdown. Lusk, touchdown, Utah. Breaking the tackle, cutting it back, touchdown, Charlie Brown. This is another big return. Beck inside the 10-yard line. But Chase and Gus does get it off. It's caught by Dyson. Touchdown, Utah.
How did McCoy ever get that football off? He was going down.
Ball complete over the middle. That one's fumbled. Recovered by Scully. Scully
Savoy gives it up. Back to Warren. Touchdown, Utah. He gets the bath.
Penalty markers prior to the snap. Wilson taken down. Johnson firing downfield, and the catch is made.
Great clips of the week.
Congratulations to the Utah Valley Wolverines who went down to Fresno State and knocked off the Bulldogs. This is how they celebrated. Got a little out of hand. What are we doing there?
What is happening? Mark Pope, get your team under control.
So I guess they tried to get a Gatorade bath for Mark Pope, and they missed. But then it turned it into some kind of, I don't know what they're doing there. Not quite enough water to swim.
How does Fresno State feel about
You know what? When you have a win like that on the road,
who cares?
Who cares what you do? Have fun, man.
Who cares?
Go crazy.
The Fighting Mark Pope's well-deserved celebration.
Bad as you are, you stick around, and I just don't know why. If I was your man, baby, you never worry about what I do.
Wow, that's a Bountiful Brave, Houston Heimuli, and Brighton Bengal Simi Fehoko, the Utah players who now play for Stanford, showing off at the Sun Bowl Talent Show for Stanford. That's more than just, that's better than karaoke, man. That's real legit music, man.
That's legit.
All right, Riverton Holiday Basketball Tournament over the weekend.
Okay.
It's Kern High's Majok Quoth with a nasty alley-oop. I love this Kearns team. They are fun to watch.
Off glass, did you see anything like that when you were in high school
Times
sports?
have changed. There are a lot of great athletes in high school nowadays.
Good grief. What a day in the NFL. How fun was that to watch that all unfold as the playoff scenario
That's
became
why we
solidified?
love the NFL, right? That's why we watch.
Why we love what we do.
The chaos. And you know what's going to get even crazier in the playoffs? I love the matchups. It's going to be fun. Ravens and Chargers again.
Super Bowl
like
winner?
that.
Discussion for another day.
Oh, yeah. Bears, Eagles?
No, don't count out the Patriots.
I think the Colts are going to beat the Texans.
Okay. Have a good night.